When I was a kid, I was heavily, and I do mean heavily, into comic books. Primarily Marvel, DC. And, I mean, anytime I had change, I was looking for a comic book. After a while, you start to notice some things. Now, being a black kid reading comics, you start to noticing that at that time, there were no black characters. And that sucked. Well, Marvel had Black Panther. But, you know, at the time, he didn't really have his own comic. He used to appear in Fantastic Four. And I remember I was a big fan of the Legion of Superheroes, which is a big group. And I remember somebody who wrote in and said, how come you got an orange one, a blue one, a green one, and no black one? That's just the way it was. DC, which I was more of a fan of DC than Marvel, DC didn't even have black folks in crowd scenes. Marvel at least had crowd scenes where you see an occasional black person, and they had Black Panther. Okay, things have changed a bit, because, I mean, you got, DC did come out with Black Lightning, Static Shock. Instead of turning Hal Jordan into a black guy, they did create a black Green Lantern. And I thought that was kind of cool. Marvel had, Luke Cage, and they did a couple other things. But what I'm kind of curious about is this trend in TV and movies where you turn an established white character into black. For example, Pete Ross. When I used to read Superboy comics, Pete Ross was a little blind kid. When he comes to TV, they turn him black. Kingpin was a big fat white guy. When they made the Daredevil movie, they turned him black. Lana Lang was a redhead in Superboy comics. Well, when it came to TV, they turned her into some hot brunette that's obviously half Asian. Nick Fury. Nick Fury was this grizzled white guy. Then they got Samuel L. Jackson playing the part. I mean, it's a noble role, but the character was not, he wasn't black. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Tales of Asgard when I used to read Thor comics, but Heimdall, a Norse god, was a white guy, obviously. Then they let Stringer Bell or Idris Elba play their role for the movie, even though I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I'm glad that Marvel and DC realized that they did the wrong thing, and they're kind of making up for it. But I would rather you create new black characters than to put black folks in old white characters. Know what I mean? I'm trying to think of who else they did like that. Because I understand that they're about to, when they do the new Superman movie, they're going to make Perry White black. I would just rather see a new black character in the movie. Or just create a new character for the comics than to turn an established character black. I mean, and this coming from somebody who thought it sucked when they didn't have black characters in comic books. I mean, it's like Overkill. And when you do that, it's sort of like people are not going to take the character seriously when you turn what I consider an established white character into a black character. So, you know, being that I grew up with comics are always going to sort of be with me. But let's try to do it right. And I think it was wrong for so many years not to have black characters or Asian characters or Hispanic characters or what. I do think that was wrong. But you don't have to make a joke out of it by turning certain white characters black. Any comments on that? I know you do.